Welcome to this channel. Today we will be reading out chapter called Varada Hill of the novel called The Magic of the Lost Temple written by Sudhamurthy. Here with me is Avisha Rathod. So shall we start Avisha without wasting further time?
Yes, Beru.
Okay, start.
Varada Hill. There was a small hillock. Hillock matlab?
पहाड़ी का era.
Hillock almost halfway between Somanahali and the Varada River. It was called Varada Hill. Nun had noticed it during the picnic to the river. She knew that every morning two men gathered cattle from everyone's houses and directed them to the outskirts of the village. Then they took the cows to Varada Hill where there was plenty of grass for them. The cows usually grazed all day. The men carried their lunches and came back with the cattle in the evening. They returned the cows to their respective owners and sheds before going home for the day. All their free. अरे ये नहीं हुआ ये नहीं हुआ
ये हो गया ना ये हो गया
हाँ
Yes sir.
All the animals in Aji's cow shed had a bath either in the morning or in the evening. Every animal had a bell of a different color. Once the cows left the shed, it was cleaned through thoroughly. Thoroughly मतलब?
अच्छी तरह बहुत अच्छी तरह.
Thoroughly. The shed had a cement floor and it was washed so well that there were no flies and no smell. The water canal मतलब
नहर
मतलब
पानी की नाली पानी की
the water canal
पानी धार देते ना.
the water canal was
Was
also rinsed with fresh water was stored
with fresh and
and fresh water was stored there again. There was
read the letter clearly.
There was a storeroom containing dry grass and animal feed. Each cow had a small cement placeholder for their feed. Feeding was done in the mornings and in the evenings. A few mornings later, Muni woke up eager to visit the hill with her friends. She told Ajji and Ajja about her plan. Ajja said, Take Mahadeva along with you. He will take you there safely. Go in the afternoon and come back in the evening.
In the evening. I told you, read the word carefully. Look at it.
And come
In
back.
by लिखा हुआ है, आप पढ़ रहे हो, in पढ़ रहे हो. That's wrong ना? Read it again.
Go in the afternoon and come back by evening. Ajji called Mahadeva and gave him a bag of rice and a box of sugar. These are for the ants and squirrels, she said. Nooni wondered why her grandmother wanted to give rice and sugar to the little animals. She packed her backpack मतलब
पीछे डालते ना बैग को. उसको बोलते हैं
backpack excitedly. After lunch, Ajja and Ajji said goodbye to her and retired to their room for a nap. Nooni's friends met her at the school ground and they began their hike. मतलब
Begin their hike. मतलब hike होता है चढ़ने का. Hike करना चढ़ाई. Hike is चढ़ाई. Okay. Got it?
चढ़ना.
Hike.
A long walk in the country. So they are all walking hike. Okay.
Okay.
Next.
Hike. Why hike?
Begin to their hike.
The weather was warm, but Megha didn't feel the heat. She said she was used to it. Amit was happy. that it was cooler than Delhi.
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 Okay.
Amit was happy that it was cooler than Delhi. Anand and Mahadev were indifferent to the heat. Indifferent matlab?
को फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा था.
Indifferent to the heat, but Nooni wanted to protect her head. So she grabbed a hat from her backpack. They took a left turn at the main road and suddenly saw plenty of trees and bushes along the road. Mahadev saw a line of ants marching towards a hole in the ground. He took a handful of sugar from Ajij's box and sprinkled it in the way. Sprinkled it in the way. In their way. He told the children, please keep an eye out for the ants. Whenever you see them, let me know and I will give each of you a handful of sugar so you can give it to them. Why, Mahadev? It is Ajij's idea. Later I will also keep a handful of rice under some big trees. That's for the squirrels. Ajij says that when she built their house, many squirrels and ants that lived on her land were displaced. मतलब
जगह चेंज हो गई थी. जहाँ रहते थे वो कहीं और चले गए.
Were displaced from their home. Since then she likes to feed ants, squirrels and birds. It is a very noble thought. I think she is a very kind-hearted person. Nooni found it amusing. मतलब
अच्छा मतलब अम्यूज थोड़ा आश्चर्य किया उन्होंने हंसते हुए ऐसे.
Nooni found it amusing but agreed with her grandmother. They saw so many animals that the rice and sugar was in no time.
Was?
Over in no time.
You didn't read this word. You know that? You read it so fast that you missed this word.
Was over in no time. Suddenly, Nooni saw a small white cat-like animal that whisked, मतलब
जल्दी से निकल जाना है से.
That whisked past them and disappeared in a second. What's that? She asked. That's a white rabbit. Rabbit. They come out of hibernation.
नींद वाला.
अरे मैं जानती हूँ. They come out of hibernation this time of the year. They are shy and very fast. Oh, we should have saved some rice for them too, said Anand. As the children walked further, they saw something yellow on the ground. Nooni picked up a twig and touched it. It looked and felt like wax. मतलब
Felt like wax. Wax होता ना? जैसे कि मोमबत्ती वगैरह होते हैं, wax से बनता ना? You want to see that?
वैक्स फील कैसे करता है ये तो बताओ.
थोड़ा सॉफ्ट होता है ना. ये दो वैक्स. ये वैक्स. ठीक है.
नीचे जाओ एक बार.
नहीं.
Wax.
A substance made from fat or oil that melts easily and is used for making candles polish. Okay. You touch the candle, you will feel how does it look like. How does it feel like? Okay.
Wax. What is this? She asked. That is leftover wax from a hive.
Hive जो घोंसला.
हाँ मैं जानती हूँ. Hive. Nooni, be careful of honeybees. They can sting you badly. But why should they sting me?
I should.
Why would they sting me? She asked innocently. If someone troubles you or throws stones at your house, you will get irritated, won't you? In the same way, they don't like it when anyone messes with their hive, said Mahadev. Nooni, if you stop every second, we won't be able to make it to Varada Hill. Let's move quickly, said Medha, sounding a little annoyed. Nooni nodded and the group started walking faster. Within a few minutes, they realized that the vegetation was thinning. मतलब
Vegetation means खाने पीने की चीजें होती हैं वो कम हो रही थी.
Was thinning. Soon there were no trees at all. There was a plain field plain field with grass as tall as Nooni. There was a plain field with grass as tall as Nooni, with a small
Pond.
with a small pond in the center. A clear path was marked in the mud. A clear path was marked in the mud. The children
And
the children quickly marched on it to a
few कहाँ पे इसमें?
to a distant spectator मतलब
To a distant spectator, मतलब distant में दूर वाले जो spectator देखने वाला उसको बोलते हैं distant में दूर से.
distant और
जो दूर
spectator
से देखता है ना उसके लिए
a spectator
देखने वाला spectator.
a distant spectator only the children's heads
तो दूर से कोई देखे तो उसको ये दिख रहा था कि बच्चों के सर दिख रहे थे bobbing up.
was bobbing up and
and
down and up and down would have been up and down would have been visible as they made their way through the tall grass. Within minutes, the group saw a small hillock with a big neem tree at the top. There were small steps leading up to the hill. There were small steps leading up to the hill, and the children quickly climbed to the top. Climbed to the top. From there, they could see their village and the Varada river, which was shining like silver in the bright sunshine. It was cool under the shade of the neem tree. And the children settled down on some natural stones that worked makeshift as makeshift benches मतलब
कि पत्थरों को उन्होंने बेंचेस बना दिए मैकशिफ्ट में थोड़ी देर के लिए
makeshift benches. Why is it called Varada Hill? It should be called One Tree Hill. Nooni commented. There is a story behind how this hill was named, said Medha. 70 years ago, there lived a young boy called Varada. He was the son of a rich farmer and was an avid reader. While he was studying in a college in Dharwad, India was still colonized by British. Colonized का मतलब देखते हैं चलिए डिक्शनरी सेंट सेटलर्स एस्टैब्लिश पिक्चर देखते हैं चलो
What do you want to know?
I'm knowing colonized.
Colonial.
Colonized.
No, very good.
Colonized.
Colonized मतलब कि पहले जो अंग्रेज वगैरह रहते थे ना तो कॉलोनी थी इंडिया
हाँ
तो कॉलोनी बनाने को बोलते colonized by the British.
Colonized by the British.
You want to pronounce that one?
देख लो colonial colonize
Colonize, okay. Next.
दोबारा लगाना colonize.
Why what happened?
एक मिनट.
Colonize.
मतलब
किसी देश या स्थान को उपनिवेश बनाना to take control of another country or place or and make it a colony.
Okay.
मतलब अंग्रेजों ने जो ब्रिटिश लोगों ने यहाँ आके इंडिया को एक कॉलोनी बना रखा था.
कॉलोनी मतलब
कंट्रोल कर रखा था उसको. ओके अपने अधीन. ओके फिनिश. Where it is India was still colonized by the British.
During that time, Gandhi called the people of the nation to join the Quit India movement. Varada wanted to join him, but his parents opposed the idea.
मतलब opposed the idea मतलब जैसे मेरा idea है तो आप you don't agree. If you don't agree, you'll oppose. No ये सही नहीं idea.
Opposed the idea. After a lot of discussion, he became convinced that the country was more important than his parents' wishes and joined the movement. He burnt all his silk apparel
कपड़े
and switched
we'll see
to
the pronunciation of this word. Apparel clothing sold in shops. Apparel okay. and switched to
and
khadi.
switched to khadi.
Khadi.
Khadi matlab
Khadi is a type of cloth made naturally
khadi clothing.
from cotton.
Khadi clothing. He came very day to the He came every day to the hill to sit here and read. As he became more active in the movement, he started writing letters about it and sent them everywhere he could. He helped many people join the movement. The British soldiers frequently showed up in the village and searched for him. Sometimes he would hide near the hill, and sometimes he would go away to the forest. Despite the danger, he continued helping the country until until one fateful day when he was caught and thrown in jail. He died here due to lack of treatment after becoming ill with typhoid.
Typhoid.
Typhoid मतलब
ये रोग है, disease है एक.
Typhoid.
बुखार वगैरह आता है बार-बार.
Typhoid. His parents and the entire village mourned him,
रोना उसकी मनी को.
mourned him, but they remained proud of his contribution to the national movement. From that day on, people in the village called this spot Varada Hill. His parents donated their land on which the village high school stands today. The school is named after him too, Varada High School. Every year we march from our school. March from our school to this hill and hoist matlab
हिलाते रहना.
and hoist the
Let's
national.
see the pronunciation of this word. Hoist. Correct. To lift or pull something up only by using ropes. Okay. ऐसे. झंडे को लाते ना अपन भारत के झंडे को hoist. ऐसे. Okay. Hoist the national flag.
And hoist the national flag in his memory.
Memory.
Medha fell silent. Amit added, there were many people in the north of our country, such as Bhagat Singh and Chandrasekhar Azad, who also gave their lives for our freedom in the Delhi cantonment.
Is it छावनी? हिंदी में बोलते छावनी, दिल्ली छावनी जहाँ आर्मी वगैरह रहते हैं.
In the Delhi cantonment, the gardens are named after the
Patriots.
मतलब
भक्त जो शहीद मतलब भक्त होते हैं ना, देशभक्त.
देशभक्त.
हाँ मतलब जो देश के हित के लिए काम करते हैं, देश को बहुत प्यार करते हैं, उसको बोलते हैं
Patriots and soldiers who died protecting our nation.
Our nation.
Amit looked around and asked, why aren't there any trees here? I can only see grass everywhere. This is our village Gomala, replied Mahadev. Since the old days, every village has a Gomala and a Nagabana. What is that? Asked Nuni. We don't have anything like that in Bangalore. She felt a little conscious of the fact that her knowledge was limited compared to that of her friends. I haven't heard about it in Delhi either, added Amit. A Gomala is a piece of land that doesn't belong to an individual and isn't up for sale. It is village land where nothing except green grass is allowed to grow. Nobody can cut the grass or take it home. The land usually has a pond too. The grass is for the animals to graze and the water is free for them to drink. So it's like a midday meal program, Nuni asked innocently. Everyone laughed. This place reminds me of another story, said Anand softly. In Sindh, in the Punjab of undivided
India.
Undivided India मतलब
मतलब ये earlier Pakistan, India and Bangladesh, they were all together. There was one country. Okay. Now all these three countries are different. Pakistan is different, Bangladesh is different, India is. So that's why undivided means they were not divided earlier.
undivided India. There was a hillock just like this one. One day, an English officer was passing by the hill. On his way to work, he brought his horse to a halt.
Halt.
Halt मतलब
Halt नहीं, hold.
halt मतलब
रुकाओ, जहाँ रुकते हैं, halt, रुकना.
halt, and asked to a local
Asked
man,
to नहीं, asked
asked a local man standing nearby, what is the name of this hill? Mohenjo-daru.
Mohenjo-daro.
Mohenjo-daro, the hill of the dead. The man replied. The officer was surprised. Later, someone told him that the reason for the name was because there were a lot of skeletons inside the ground in the area. The English officer ordered the excavation
खुदाई.
excavation of the land, and that's how we found the greatest civilization. मतलब
सिविलाइजेशन मतलब कि पहले बहुत सारे लोग रहते थे, तो ये कहना है क्या मतलब है कि वो लोग जहाँ रहते थे उसको एक सिविलाइजेशन बोलते हैं, तो वो फाउंड हुआ वहाँ पे, उन्होंने फाइंड किया.
नहीं समझ.
जैसे पहले जो लोग रहते हैं ना, जिस एरिया में से, वो उसको बोलते हैं सिविलाइजेशन. रहन सहन
जहाँ रहन सहन
था वहाँ पहले था कि यहाँ रहते थे वो लोग.
The greatest civilization of them all, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. Who's Harappa?
No, this is a place name. These are the old greatest civilization. They were found old.
Oh, what if there is a stepwell buried somewhere here too? Asked Nooni with enthusiasm. मतलब
Excitedly, जैसे wow, ऐसे जोर से बोलते हैं.
enthusiasm. Or maybe we'll find something else here. Who knows? Just like Vikramaditya's throne, we may find Somanayaka's throne too. What is that? Mahadev, Amit, and Anand and Medha asked in unison. मतलब
Unison नहीं, unison.
Unison मतलब
एक साथ.
Unison. Nooni began. Last year, I had gone with my parents to Ujjain. My dad was attending a conference there. Conference मतलब?
Conference में एक बंदा लेक्चर देता है, बाकी लोग सुनते हैं, उसको बोलते conference.
Conference there. So while he was busy during the day, Mom and I visited monuments.
Avisha, you didn't read this word.
Visited various monuments.
Why you do miss the word, Avisha?
अब हो जाता है कभी कभार.
Okay.
Various monuments, and she told me a lot of stories about them. She said that long ago there lived a king called Vikramaditya. He was famous for his wisdom. After he died, his palace collapsed, and over time people forgot about it. After hundreds of years, a man was passing by the area when he saw a few young cowherds fighting amongst each other. The man stopped to watch them. One of the young boys intervened.
Interrupt किया, बीच में आया. Intervened.
And said playfully, "Okay, stop fighting. I'll be the judge and solve your dispute.
झगड़ा.
Dispute. But a judge must sit in a proper place." There was a small hillock nearby, and the boy found his way to the top. The other cowherds remained below. As the boy sat on the hilltop, he suddenly became authoritative मतलब
मतलब कि हाँ, authoritative यही कमांड करता है, इसी का अधिकार है बोलने का, इसे बोलते हैं ना अथॉरिटी.
authoritative and quickly resolved मतलब
रिजोल्व सॉल्यूशन सोल्व कर दिया.
resolved the issue. Then the boy came down from the hillock and became playful again. Within a few minutes, there was another dispute among the boys. This time, another boy said, I will be the judge now. He went to the top of the hillock and passed the correct decision within minutes. The man saw all of this and wondered, maybe it's the place and not the person that's giving the right ruling. दोबारा बताना. Maybe it's the place and not the person that's giving the right ruling.
मतलब कि जो जगह है वो ज़्यादा रोल कर रही है, डिसीजन दे रही है, ना कि पर्सन है. अगर वो बंदा वहाँ बैठ जाता है तो उसका दिमाग अच्छा बन जाता है और वो अच्छा डिसीजन ले पाता है.
अच्छा आगे. Soon he went back to his village only to find a terrible argument going on in the panchayat. Since the man was known to be wise, the panchayat looked towards him for advice. The man suggested, come with me. Let's go to a hillock nearby. I will give the judgment there. When he made the right decision, everyone was happy and surprised. The man disclosed his
Observations.
observations to the crowd and rumor मतलब
रूमर.
मतलब
ऐसे एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जब बात जाती है ना, आप मुझे बोल दो फिर आप किसी और को बोल दो, जो उसको बोलते हैं रूमर.
And the rumor began that if there was any dispute in the village, all one had to do was sit on the hillock. Word spread and reached the king of the land, who ordered careful unearthing of the hillock. After much digging, a beautiful throne was discovered. People said that it must be the throne of King Vikramaditya. Nooni took a deep breath and ended her story. So, you see, she added, you never know what lies beneath us. I wonder what's below this hill. I bet there's something unusual. Nooni, don't think too much. It's getting late, said Anand. Almost as if on cue, the other children... Almost as if on cue, the other children also got up, gathered their belongings, and the group began to walk back home.
Okay. So that's all in this video. We have completed this chapter. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this channel. We'll come back again with the next chapter. See you in the next chapter, next video.
Bye.
Bye bye.